No more, it's Joinen. I asked you guys on Twitter to tell me your favorite movies. Now, I'm gonna take those, find their reviews on IMDb, and filter by worst rated. Get ready, it's gonna be a bumpy ride. Lilo and Stitch has been my favorite standalone movie since I was a wee lass. It's something about it I just can't explain. It has a special spot in my heart. You weren't the only person to say Lilo and Stitch, so let's start with that. The worst cartoon in world history. This film is so unbelievably bad, I began to dread listening to Elvis. The story is about a young little alien from outer space who was created by a Dutch alien who can lift very heavy things and looks like a koala. Whoops. Is this a nightmare? It might as well be. After watching this, don't watch it again. It's poison. It actually has the koala dress up and play like Elvis at one point, and then go on and try to kill someone on the beach. And if that's not enough rubbish for one day, it's based in Hawaii. Basically, don't even bother thinking about this. Just think about how Disney used to be. Warning, may ruin lives. Here's the thing, what about that description is a bad thing? A little alien who looks like a koala who was created by a Dutch alien? It dresses up and plays like Elvis? And it's based in Hawaii. Why are these bad things? 5 out of 25 found this helpful. Absolutely horrible. Lilo and Stitch has my vote as being the worst animation movie I have ever seen. It is violent, tasteless, inappropriate for children, unfunny, uninteresting, and terribly disconnected. It is unclear to me what on earth might have been the purpose of making this movie, other than profit, from a company with past glorious reputation in animated movies. The storyline centers around an alien fugitive beast in Hawaii, which is being hunted by alien monsters of various kinds. Throughout the entire movie, I could not hear any of the 20 or so children in the theater making any expression of laughter, delight, or joy, but were rather perplexed, as I was. That how they were duped into watching such a senseless story. Disney at its very worst. This is a very disturbing image of what Disney calls an alternative family. This film has absolutely no redeeming value, cannot teach a child anything about life that he or she didn't already learn from the gutter. Excuse me? Ohana means family, and that means that nobody gets left behind in the gutter. We got quite a few votes for Forrest Gump. Stupid is this movie. On the plus side, I think I saw this movie for free, or at the most paid $1 for admittance when I was in college, and it was shown in the campus theater. On the negative side is everything else. Most notably, the movie's lack of empathy for any of its character. Every character, not just Gump, is walking through this movie with no goal, no destination, and no clue as to what the other characters were doing. Someone off screen must have just shouted "move" over and over again, and then filmed the result. Gump goes here, Gump goes there, Sally Field says this, Sally Field dies, and so on. Anyone who cheers for this movie must also resemble a box of chocolates. Flat, consisting of cardboard, and soon empty of their contents. I'm not sure how well that analogy came together. Someone off screen must have shouted "move" over and over again and then filmed the result. I gotta say that as one of the most celebrated movies of the 90s, that sounds like a pretty big fluke. I usually love Tom Hanks, but his acting was wooden and his character was unbelievable. I was very disappointed when it received an Academy Award. I think the reason the box of chocolate slime was quoted so much was that it was all that was memorable about the movie. In addition, I found myself worrying about Sally Field's career. There was a period in her career when she was in some excellent movies, and this role as a pitiful mother definitely seems like a step down. Nah, you're absolutely right. The worst thing that Sally Field did for her career was act in Forrest Gump, which we all know was an absolute flop of a movie. Love Simon, because I'm a homosexual. Best love story ever. Such a great... Oh, I sorted it by the wrong way. This kid thinks he has the average childhood. Are you joking? This movie has been playing for 0.9 minutes, and it is far from realty that I'm turning it off right now, while I type out this review. This child star, Nick Robinson, has grown into a beautiful young boy. I don't know how old he is. I may be acting inappropriately. He says he's the average kid. Okay. Let me see. He lives in a beautiful home with gorgeous beyond swords parents. Jennifer Garner is his mother and Josh Duhamel is his father. No one to have concerns for weight gain. They could never gain pound or two. He has an adorable talented sister. I mean, don't we all? He gets a car for his birthday. Someone's a little bit bitter. And there was no duct tape in view on this car. Cars are not relatable unless they have duct tape on them. So he beat me at that one. Clearly this is a touchy subject. He has 3 best friends and they all happen to be beautiful too. Surprise! Surprise! None of them have any eating disorders. Everyone is always at their perfect weight. I think we really touched a nerve. I can't stand it anymore. It may have been a good movie, but guy that plays the main character needs to be a little more awkward, and his family don't need to be into each other as much. And everyone just stop being so nice to his family. When it comes to his friends, maybe a best friend transgender. Maybe it could have been a quirky movie about an insecure kid who needs to let his friends and family that he is gay. It should have been a better movie, and this review will circulate to all other reviews. Can we point out, says the guy who watched 0.9 minutes of the movie before turning it off. First of all, what authority do you have to talk about a movie you've seen not even 1 minute of? Secondly, how do you get so offended by less than a minute of content? It's possible they meant to write 0.9 hours, I don't know, but it's funnier this way. Fantastic Mr. Fox is a fantastic movie. Ow. A real mystery of a film. There was nothing appealing about Fantastic Mr. Fox. The dull plot and freaky looking into the camera moments were bad. The jerky and slightly creepy animation was, to me, unsettling. Thankfully, the characters' voices were so monotonal that they put me out of my misery, and I fell asleep after about 40 minos. I woke up at intervals, glad when I woke finally, and the end titles were playing. My dear wife and 11-year-old son had somehow endured the film without snoozing. They didn't enjoy anything about it either. An absolute mystery to us how it managed to score an 8 out of 10 on the usual spot on IMDb. It's like some people have watched a different film. Anyway, our advice is that it is utterly awful. Avoid at all costs. How are these people so confident to review movies that they've only seen a small portion of? Just terrible and not for kids. Where to start? This movie might have been groundbreaking animation-wise if it had come out 15 years earlier. Beyond that, even the high-profile celebs doing the voices can't save it. My daughter, 8, was confused and bored the entire way through, as was I. Who is this aimed at? It's boring for kids and boring for adults. The script is monotone and boring. Roald Dahl's story has been crucified to make way for what can only be described as American hipster garbage. I can't believe this has such high reviews. I really can't. I can only assume they are paid. That's right, exactly. Whenever people like something you don't like, they have been paid off to say that they like it. To be fair, I absolutely love this movie, but I 100% knew, even while watching it, that it has to be very polarizing. It is such a fantastic movie, but if I had to guess, I would say the majority of people wouldn't be able to stand it. So I actually give these guys a pass. There is something very off and creepy about it, and you either like that or you don't. And the humor is quite niche.
Are you cussing with me? No, you cussing with me?
For years I've been saying Caroline, so Caroline. Also Coco. I guess Into the Spider-Verse and maybe Stardust and the first Jumanji and BTTF and Guardians of the Galaxy, HTTYD, Monsters Inc., Jurassic Park, The Illusionist, POTC, Challenging, Maleficent, and finally Gone Girl. This was hard because I don't really think I had a favorite movie until you asked, except Caroline. Okay, so we got there in the end. We're going with Caroline, which actually so many people said, and I've got to say, I haven't seen it. Just by seeing the trailer in the movies back in 2009, 10 years ago, if I had to guess just from memory of that, the 1-star reviews are gonna be a bunch of people saying that it's inappropriate for children. Absolutely unacceptable for children. Unimaginative and locked in cliches. Not a kids movie. First off, this is not for kids. Teenagers more like it. I brought my 9 and 5-year-old to it and didn't think it was appropriate for either of them. Seems this is grown-up content wrapped in a lie of trying to play it off as a children's flick. I have not read the book myself, but I'm sure there are a lot more graphic scenes were left out. PG-13 is what it should have been rated, with the grown-up content and all-round mean-spirited nature of the movie. I would not recommend this to anyone bringing their kids to the movies to see a cartoon for some light getaway fun. Save the drama for the grown-ups. I'm tired of directors like this camouflaging mature material in a kid's format. Now, I can't speak for the content, I haven't seen the movie, but just looking at the poster itself, maybe you've seen the trailer, you should be able to gauge the vibe of the movie and whether or not it is appropriate for your family vibe. And I'm almost certain that what these people think is bad about it is probably exactly why so many people love it. Absolutely terrifying. My point exactly. Never watch this movie with your kids. Mine still have nightmares from this movie. It's also weird and edgy in a heartache kind of way. Many other kids are still terrified of this movie, so even if it's marketed for children, do not watch with children. Creepy kids movies are a part of growing up. You didn't really have a childhood unless you were kept up with nightmares for a week after watching a movie. My man Scott Kramer says, if it's not The Greatest Showman or School of Rock, you're wrong. Well, good thing I'm not wrong, because School of Rock is one of my all-time favorite movies. What? Did you guys know there was a School of Rock TV show. It has a 4.5 out of 10. Very disappointing movie. Again, it seems The Black has chosen to take on a role that is identical to his off-screen persona. How could he? I was hoping for something different, something funny. I thought it was great in Orange County, but I expected a bit more. The liners and zingers appear to be dumbed down, or poorly written, or poorly acted, or all of the above. Save your money, folks. My God, what a ripoff. About 15 minutes into this movie, it started seeming very, very familiar, and then it clicked. Do you remember Sister Act 2 with Whoopi Goldberg in it? Well, it's unbelievable, but they've made the same movie twice, line for line, almost frame for frame, and which itself had striking resemblance to The Sound of Music. You wanna steal? Steal from the very classic, eh, Hollywood? As it went along, I was like, okay, now it's gonna change. They can't do this. They're gonna get sued. But no, it's the exact same, okay? With the minor difference being that it's rock music. So what? It's even got the token black girl with the incredible voice, a very young Lauryn Hill in the original. So Hollywood scriptwriters get trained in a supermarket these days? Do they? This person really just seems like a crazy conspiracy theorist. School of Puke. Alright, I'm gonna stop there. If we wanna do this again, then just let me know. I'm pretty free. Just give me a call sometime, and remember to get your wholesome Joinen merch in the description below. It says wholesome on it. And thank you to this person, Hannah, who is actually Jessica, for retweeting my last video, and I'll see you all next time.
Thank you for watching my video, but now that it's done, please watch another one.